Time to go ball.
Gonna take it to the front. We're going for the win today.
And they've got an absolute battle. Big contact. He's gonna.
It's finally that time. It's COTA race week. Woo! Man, it has felt like forever since Mustang Cup raced at Barber Motorsports Park. I am so stoked right now. Today is Thursday. I am headed to the racetrack right now for our first 2 practices of the week. Driving the good old Rocky Ridge F-150 that I was so grateful to buy from Leif Johnson Ford of Austin. And yeah, I'm super excited today just to really get back in the car. The weather's looking kind of 50-50 for this weekend. I mean, it looks pretty cloudy out, and the weather reports have been saying that it's gonna rain this week, but it's like a 40% chance, and the weather reports in this area usually aren't that spot on. So we're kind of gonna be hoping for the best right now, but as it sits right now, it's really just cloudy. I mean, there's not really, it doesn't seem like it's gonna rain, so I think we'll be good. But other than that, yeah, today's gonna be a great day. Only 2 practice sessions. We have our last practice session tomorrow on Friday, actually. And yeah, I think today's just gonna be hitting the ground running and going from there. So we just finished up practice 1 here a little while ago. Wasn't too bad of a session. I ran into some car troubles, so thankfully Capaldi Racing's here to take care of that and get the car squared away again. It's looking like it's gonna be a pretty good week. I feel like it's gonna be a really good week. My pace looked really good, and the car was moving. I was on my race 2 tires from Barber for this first practice session, so kind of getting a feel for everything, what the track's gonna feel like in a little slicker conditions. Yeah, it's gonna be really good. We actually have some new sponsors on the car this weekend. We have Interspace Caverns on the car, Arnold Oil Company, A-Line Auto Parts, and we also have NFP Insurance, as well as our fellow members of the Trunk Club. So huge thanks to everybody who's a supporter on the car, and literally you guys are the thing that keeps this going. So thank you a million times over. We're getting ready for practice 2 here in a little bit. Kind of a little shorter day. We'll have practice 3 tomorrow on Friday. Kind of just getting into my zone, getting ready for the final practice of the day. And with that being said, I'm gonna start getting suited up for practice 2, and we're gonna go from there.
It's Thursday, practice day. First session, we'll call it a establishment of baseline from 2025 to 2026. Out on some really old tires just to make sure that we remember where we're going, check new track limits, tire packs they put up. Work through some ABS module adjustments for these guys to figure out what they're going to want long term. We're going to go practice 2 now and try to see what we can find for speed. I think this is a great thing here. It's the first time we've gone back to a repeat track since 2025, so this is the first time everybody's going to be in these cars for the second time at the same track. Obviously, track conditions are far different than they were last year. We're not in the hundreds no more. We're down in the 60s, 70s. No sun really out, so I think it'll be a good day to see what we can learn and get ready for the weekend.
All right, just ended practice 2. Did a few setup changes to the car. Felt really good, honestly. It wasn't too shabby. Had some turn-in issues, but nothing that we can't figure out tomorrow morning. Overall, I think it was a solid day. Not horrible, not great. I still have a lot more digging that I need to do. I just did some data review with Craig, Andrew, and Logan. All 4 of us kind of just sitting together talking and everything. And yeah, so as far as it goes for me, I just got to hit the ground running tomorrow morning, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So with that being said, see you Friday. All right, just got done with practice 3, final practice of the week, Friday morning. Whew, did some changes to the car, and it feels incredible. Compared to yesterday, the car is pointing so much more. I'm able to get on throttle a lot sooner in some spots. I think that's also partially a confidence thing, just kind of boosting myself through the corners now, but this last session felt really good. I cut over a second off from yesterday, and it just felt really good. I'm really happy right now, which is really nice. So it's all smiles right now, and we're gonna look over some data, and yeah. So super grateful for the car, super grateful for Capaldi Racing for helping me grow as a driver and keep going up in my skill and everything. God, these cars are so fun, guys. I mean, they're a blast. The feeling you get when you drive through the corners with these is just awesome. I kind of like my car setup a little loose, so it really feels like you're sliding the car around on track a lot, and you're really pushing it. You're like at this car's limit. It's really fun. So we have qualifying in a few hours. I'm gonna rest up, eat, have some water, and go from there, because we're laying down a sick lap time for qualifying. I'm going all out no matter what. So time to go ball.
Qualifying for Miles Cup, I believe is what it is. Completed just now. Cloudy. Kind of went sunny for a little bit. So highest temperatures I think we've seen all weekend so far. So good to see pace picked up across the field. Cale picked up definitely a good amount of time, learned some things in this morning's practice session, applied it to qualifying, put some P3 overall, P2 in class. We're ready to go here. I believe it's at 3:45 this afternoon. Gonna take it to the front. We're going for the win today.
All right, just finished up qualifying. Qualified P3 overall, P2 in class. I'm extremely happy. The car felt amazing. It got a little warmer out, so track really felt a lot better. I could have bumped up an ABS level, which I was a little bummed out about when we actually went into the pits, but overall I'm still extremely impressed with where I finished, and it was a really good session. So I'm super happy. I'm exactly where I want to be for the race, and this is going to be good. I'm going to hit it hard.
Welcome to Ford Mustang Cup USA action at Circuit of the Americas, just outside of Austin, Texas. It has been a beautiful weekend for racing. Nice, mild temperatures out here in Texas compared to years past. This is our starting grid for our Miles Cup race. Of course, we've got the Parnelli Cup race going on tomorrow, but Logan Adams in that number 86 is going to be starting from pole position. Craig Capaldi going to be rolling off in second on row number 1. Cale Buell starting from the third place position with Steve Luca representing Serpent Stangs Racing in fourth. Our field is rolling through what is turn number 19 here on the racetrack right now. Come up to turn number 20, and then they are going to be patiently waiting for the green flag. The timing loop starts at the, call it F1 start-finish line right here. However, the green flag on these race starts is thrown all the way down at the end of this start-finish straightaway, so the drivers have to be very, very patient right now, waiting for that green flag. It's all in the hands of that 86 of Logan Adams staring down the station, and now we do have a green flag on the racetrack. Let's see how wide we can go up into Big Red for the first time. Looks like Cale Buell is looking down to the inside. Logan Adams covers him off, and 2 wide, maybe poking 3 wide a little bit further back, but we're through turn number 1 clean.
I'd like to say kudos to Andrew Horde right there. He looked at the inside. They were told in the driver's meeting, hey, be careful right there. It gets really uneven. The asphalt's a little bit rough, and people get stuffed in there. He refrained from doing that, allowed everyone to get through quickly. Right there is a nice shot of Steve Luca in the 24. He's been lightning fast all weekend long in practice qualifying. Right behind him, it is Leif Johnson Ford's entry right there, as well of Cale Buell, a local driver here. Cale Buell is what he would like to say is certainly one of the top picks if you're going to a couple hundred fans here just for Cale alone. The pressure is on that young man to this weekend.
He definitely has it, and he's carrying it on the shoulders right now. He had a terrific start up into what was turn number 1, and then going into the S's, Steve Luca definitely maintained his position up there in that third place in that Dark Horse class. I should say the Dark Horse Legends in second place overall there. And look at how busy it is getting out onto the back straightaway here. This is what we're loving to see. 500 horsepower out of these V8 Mustangs screaming through Texas.
They sound so good. Everything's bigger in Texas, and so is the horsepower, and so is the sound of these big V8 Dark Horse R's. Big dive bomb move there right there by Chris Clark. Not able to make it stick. Got in front of the 21 from Canada, McFarland, but not able to stay right in front of him, and loses another spot is there. So I think Chris Clark went right back to where he started going into that turn. Very, very aggressive trying to get in around that TPC driver. Harris Levitas very fast. He hasn't been in the car in a couple of years until all of a sudden Sebring says, hey, we're going raced again. And he immediately showed us, Joey, that he is here and he belongs here. He's been a great competitor, and that's why people like that are going to want to dive bomb him early, get him out of the way, because he's not an easy guy to get around.
It's great to have that TPC racing crew in the paddock out here, and yeah, they kind of put their form on true display back at Barber after having a little bit of some adversity early on in the weekend, and then really coming back with some great performances to close out that Barber weekend. And you just mentioned they're sitting right now in 4th in that Dark Horse class. They're currently chasing Carlton McFarland directly in front. That's actually for the podium positions. The class is a little bit mixed up right now, but if you look on the left side ticker, The red is our Dark Horse class, the blue is our Legends class, and then the green is our Challenge class. That this number 84 car giving chase was a little bit more shallow, and this is another car off. That was directly
I believe
in front. I believe that's Chris Clark,
yeah.
number 9. But it looks like the safety crew has the number 9 car loaded up onto the flatbed. Unfortunate news for Chris Clark to be out of this one so early, also on the racetrack. Now, of course, he's lost a ton of track position, but if they've been able to reset that car or do whatever they need to, and it is still in the race, I'm showing him still on the lead lap. This could breathe new life into it.
You know, right now, if anything, I think everyone other than Logan Adams is pretty happy about that caution.
Yeah, I agree with you, and we're going back green right now, so Logan Adams does not accelerate it, and this is actually going to give the lead over to Craig Capaldi.
Wow.
Restarts are different than the initial start of the race, and I'm sure this is going to be looked at, but Logan Adams just got taken advantage of by a veteran, and Craig Capaldi is looking down the inside.
And if no one's loving this more than Craig Capaldi, if he can make this stick. Now, keep in mind, Logan Adams, and the restart is under review right now, and so we're going to see just what's going to happen here. They may say he jumped, maybe he didn't, but it is under review. But I'll tell you, Logan Adams has been getting faster and faster due to the help of Craig and Chris Capaldi. The Capaldi brothers really helping him out. So we'll see what happens here.
Ooh.
Whoa, what just happened there?
So this is Craig. I think that he is being nice, trying to avoid any sort of penalty. Now, I don't think that race control is going to give him any extra points by giving up multiple positions versus just the one. He certainly seems to be back up to speed and on the racing line, and I just think it was Craig trying to get out of the way in the S's from everybody else, but actually really mixed things up.
Yeah, it certainly did. I think he was trying to be smart. I think he thought he was doing the right thing, and I'm not saying he was or he wasn't. And he may have kept us from going into a caution.
And we did have a brief yellow flag at turn number 1 on that restart, and it looks like Paolo spun up there at the top of turn number 1. That is the number 84 car of Salvatore. And then the incident between the 58 and the 84. So it seems like Nick Smither and Paolo Salvatore came together up there at the top of Big Red. But Logan Adams continues to lead the way in the 86. Cale Buell, I think, was actually the biggest benefiter of that restart. He has slipped up into second place overall, and now he doesn't have anybody between himself and Logan Adams as this great battle between Craig Capaldi and Dwayne Moses for actually the class lead in Legends.
Which is huge for them, and we're going to see right now Dwayne Moses just how fast he is. We've had Craig Capaldi with us all year and last year as well, coming out as a Legends champion. And we know that he's very, very fast, super quick. But now we're going to find out from Moses, how fast is he? He's been pretty impressive this weekend, but this is the first time he's joined us in Mustang Cup USA. And right now he's going to have some big pressure from a very fast competitor in his class. Right on, as we see right there, there is Moses, and I believe it's the 65.
It was Paolo that got the penalty from it, but evidently the number 58 might have been having some dwindling issues out there, and Nick had to bring it down onto pit road. But Cale Buell right now and Leif Johnson Ford hanging out in what is second place on the racetrack. I do see that Steve Luca has caught the back of Dwayne Moses as well. He's only about a half a second behind the number 65, a couple of cars behind this battle.
And right now, as far as our last lap times going to the very top of the leaderboard with Adams and Buell, Cale Buell is keeping, he may not be in front of Logan Adams, but he's keeping him honest. He's keeping him honest with some 222s. I know a bit of a gap on the 222, a 222.09 for Logan Adams and a 222.92 for Buell, but nonetheless, those are some great laps.
Well, and I mean, it's right there on our ticker on the left side of the screen as our last lap, and what stands out to me, you were pointing it out, the only two cars that are turning 222s are our top two. That's a lot of twos.
Yeah, that is a lot of twos. It certainly is. Then Harris Levis is not too far off there, and then Carlton McFarland, Andrew Horde, Corey Howard. But right now, and I know I've said it before, I sound like a broken record, but this is the part where if there's going to be, and it shouldn't be too much for the younger kids, but if there's going to be driver fatigue on such a physical track like this, it's going to start happening right now.
He wags the tail coming out of turn number 20. Nice and calm. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, Logan Adams.
Logan Adams brings home another checkered flag, but he does it here at Circuit of the Americas. Here in Austin, Texas, right behind him, it's Cale Buell in P2.
Hi, people.
In second place, Leif Johnson Ford. Puts him on the podium. It's Cale Buell. And on the top step one more time. Cale, out there, we got a lot of people here watching this weekend. It's gotta feel good to be up here on the podium and just run so well as you always do. It's just a joy to watch you out there on the track, man.
I mean, I'm just thankful that I finally get to sleep in my own bed for one weekend out of the entire year. So, COTA is by far my favorite track in the entire world. I mean, the characteristics of this place are incredible. And special thanks to Capaldi Racing for obviously setting me up with the car that I needed to get in the position I'm at. And I really want to thank our sponsors that we have on the car. A-Line Auto Parts, Pritchard Associates, Interspace Caverns, Arnold Oil Company. There's a lot of them. There's a lot, and I try to remember as much as I can. But more importantly, I think one person I want to thank more than anyone is my mom, because she has been to as many races as she can, and if she isn't there, she is always screaming and jumping at home. So I'm really thankful to have her as my mom and her always supporting me.
Happy Mother's Day weekend.
Happy early Mother's Day, Mom.
Right on, man. Well done. Congratulations. It's time to celebrate, gentlemen.
Okay, straight out.
Woo! All right, big round of applause.
Good morning. Today's the final day of the race weekend, unfortunately, so that kind of went by real quick. Getting ready for qualifying for the Parnelli Cup. Finished P2 yesterday, which was still on a high from that. Still felt really good. But today I found some data points after the race yesterday that I'm going to be looking at, and I think I got some new things I'm going to try out on track that are going to help benefit my lap time and get me a little quicker. So on that note, it's time to get in the car. Like we lost third gear, so we got a couple hours before the race starts, so we're gonna dig into it, try and get the transmission replaced. That way Cale can get back out there and hopefully win this race.
Qualifying Saturday for race 2, Parnelli Cup. Damp conditions, kind of mixed bag, didn't really know what we were getting into. Went out there, started to build a little bit of pace, and we had a third gearbox failure. Dig in, we'll see here what it is. Got the gearbox ready to come out already. We'll get a new one in, and we're gonna go ahead and chase down that Apex award here and get to the front this afternoon.
Doing? Yeah, you ever watch watch some racing, watch some cars go round and round. Well, I'm so thankful for all of y'all to be here. I'm really blessed to be here and show you guys the pure passion of racing. I really want to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors: SPD Construction, Spectrum, A-Line Auto Parts, Interspace Caverns, Leif Johnson Ford, Arnold Oil Company, NFP Insurance, Textruss Construction. Without everybody, this literally would not make racing possible. So we're here this weekend, and we're going to be doing as much as we can in this race to bring home that podium.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. Woo!
So we're sitting at a lightning delay now, about 30 minutes. Each time there's a lightning strike, there's another 30-minute delay added. If it keeps going, then we're gonna have to postpone the race until further notice.
Welcome to Mustang Cup USA action here at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. And as you can see, it has been a beautiful weekend for raining, but we now have a torrential thunderstorm that has just moved its way through. So the cars are going to have to start in a wet weather condition. Nick Smither lined up 9th with Cale Buell in 10th. And, you know, one of the questions that definitely arose from the Parnelli Cup qualifying is definitely that Leif Johnson Ford of Cale Buell. Can you tell us what happened there? Because we're used to seeing him up towards the front of the field.
Well, I'll tell you what happened to him. It's hard to perform at your hometown race. That's just the way the luck goes. And he lost third gear in the transmission. So very upsetting, because we know he's going to be running up front. He always is, no matter where we are, and this is his favorite track around the United States. I thought he may have had some type of mechanical or something wrong, and that's exactly what had happened.
Timing line is this first line right down here, but the green flag will be displayed at the far end of the straightaway. So nice and patient right now, waiting on that green flag. Ooh. Logan Adams, your pole sitter, in that white number 86. Carlton McFarland in the white 21. And now we've got the green flag. 500 horsepower from these Dark Horse R's trying to be put down to this slippery pavement here at Circuit of the Americas. And the brake zone for turn number 1 in the wet conditions for the first time. It seems like our field is tiptoeing through nice and clean. And now you got to put all that power down to the ground.
Very smart getting through turn number 1. Everybody said, hey, let's take it easy here. Very intelligent from all the drivers. Andrew Horde getting the most of this race all in the back. We saw him initially on the start to step out early, had to back in. The green flag hasn't thrown yet. He was getting a little jumpy at first. I was concerned about how he handled turn number 1. He handled it like a champion, as they are all now single file getting through the S's. Is there such a thing, Joey Adelberry, as a lot of bit of water? Because that's what I'm seeing on the track.
It is a bit of water right now. Look at the rooster tails starting to come out, and we're not even in the fast sections of the racetrack yet. When our leader is just out of the turn number 9 complex. Logan Adams has had front end contact to the guardrail on driver's left side, and we've got a yellow flag in that area. I think that explains how slippery this racetrack is.
We are now in a full course caution.
The field has taken the green flag to plunge down the hill towards turn number 2 right now. I believe that Harris Levitas has gotten out front nice and clean. And then there's Chris Clark hanging out in what is the 3rd place overall, but Carlton McFarland right on the back of that 36, and they're trying to stretch it out just a little bit.
What we really need to be watching is that 4th overall position right there of Cale Buell. He has reeled in Chris Clark. He's pretty close to him. I'm curious how we're going to, because right now Chris Clark is the buffer in between. Will Cal go up and fight for an overall win and a win by class, or will Cal be like, okay, well, I'm going to be on the podium if I stay right here and get a P3? Well, this is his home track, and he's wound up. He had some hard times in qualifying. I don't foresee Cal just saying, well, being on the podium's good enough for me.
He's using up a little bit more of the racetrack. He is driving on the curbs, and now he's close enough to present the car down here into turn number 11. Maybe not deep enough on the brakes, but it's actually because Chris Clark drives it way too wide in turn number 11. Now Cale Buell slips down the inside and grabs the position, but guess what? When you go wide, you get on the gas real early. It's a drag race now.
Absolutely, you do. So I'm curious right there. I know this sounds silly, but I wonder if Chris Clark says, okay, well, you know what, kid? I'm not going to have you push me the whole time, but he's going to dive bomb in right here, one of the fastest sections of the race course, back to the inside. So he says, nope, sorry, kid. Today's not going to be your day as they go into the stadium section. Right there, it gets very tight back and forth. Great race between these two and showing them plenty of room from one another. Cale Buell now back into P3, looking really good. Chris Clark, leader of your Legends class. He's dropped back to P4 overall, still leading by class. As right now, these Yokohama tires in the wet getting the power to the ground. Cale Buell now has to take this opportunity. He gets into 16, 17, and 18 right here, and he puts his sights on the leaders, and this is where he goes after an overall.
And I have a feeling that, it is a non-issue until probably another 10 minutes, maybe another 12 minutes or so, because we've got plenty of moisture on the racetrack. Chris Clark taking a look on the outside of turn number 9. Cale must have just not gotten the power down as much as he wanted to, and now he finally edges out third place overall. And that was an important move for Chris Clark because now he's got that blocker of Cale Buell, who's a different class car in between himself and Craig Capaldi. Every single lap in this, call it turn 7 complex, I'm seeing Cale Buell carry a lot more speed than that blue car directly in front of him. And I think that's just an example of some of the home track knowledge that Cale brings.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Well, and here comes Cale. He's going to try to take advantage down the inside of turn number 1 in that white and green machine, slipping through to the apex. Chris is going to leave plenty of room at the top of Big Red and actually puts the power down around the outside. Now let's see if Cale can pull a Uno Reverso. Remember, this is what Chris Clark did around the outside of turn number 2. Cale's going to try to poke the nose in the S's, and what I love to see, room being given at every apex.
Absolutely. That was great right there. And, Chris has given Cal plenty of room, and Cal's giving it right back. I love to see it because they are racing so hard right now. And, folks, I got to say, sitting here watching it like Joey and I are, just like you are at home, the speeds they're carrying through some of these sections gives it no justice. Watching it in the rain here, in the wet at the circuit, these guys are absolutely flying. You hear them up on the rev limiter. They're standing on the loud pedal. They're giving these cars all they got, and so to give each other that much room and that much respect on the track, it's great to see. I don't know if he's close enough to make it work, but then again, these guys do some pretty impressive stuff. Wow, gained a lot of ground on Harris Levitis as well, so that's how deep both of these competitors ran it in. Chris Clark makes it happen. Buell comes to the inside. Great racing right there. 2 good moves by Chris Clark and Cale Buell. Carlton McFarland says, what just happened? Buell says, I'm not over. Gives him a little love tap. Says, hey, buddy, I'm still here. As they get through this tight stadium section, the racing is getting very, very hot and heavy. And I tell you, no one's done anybody dirty yet. It's been just great racing, Joey. They're running all 3 pedals. They've got the H pattern going on. Right now, they're hot. They're sticky. They started by getting into a very wet race seat, so as soon as they got in, they were soaked. And they've got an absolute battle. Big contact. He's going to... Oh, Cale got into him.
Cale spins Chris Clark at the apex of what is turn number 12 at the end of the back straightaway, and I'm sure that Race Control will be looking at that move. They have leaned on each other in the previous laps, but have not made any sort of significant contact, and now that drops Chris Clark out of the Legends lead and hands it to Craig Capaldi. As of right now, it is all free and clear for that number 8 car. He has just got our overall leader firmly in the sights. And oh my goodness, Harris went way too wide down at turn number 12. Maybe missed a brake marker or something. but he rejoins the racetrack, and we've got a new overall leader, the white and green, Leif Johnson Ford of Cale Buell.
Just 4 minutes plus a change and on 1 lap away to a checkered flag, and little by little, it's starting to all come together for Cale Buell right now.
The last lap under these dry conditions on a wet weather tire, just really tricky to hang on to, but Cale Buell only has 1 corner remaining right now, and he will see the checkered flag. This is what every driver dreams of, winning at their home track. Cale Buell, your victor.
Leif Johnson Ford up on top of the podium here at Circuit of the Americas. Right behind him, Carlton McFarland.
There you go.
Hey, bud. Oh, hey, bud. We're so drinking the French champagne. That's what the French champagne. Oh.
That's a high five.
Right there, right there.
Here at Circuit of the Americas, your champion for the Dark Horse Martinelli Cup. Make some noise for Cale Buell!
Thank you.
Up on top of the box here, in front of so many family and friends out here, Leif Johnson Ford putting on such a great showing. Epic battle out there. I mean, you just got to be just so filled with emotions of just happiness and everything right now to be on top of the box.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a lot. I'm speechless. 7 years ago, I came and saw the Blancpain GT World Challenge race with my dad, and I knew from there and then on that I wanted to win here one day, and I've been striving for that dream since, no matter what, whether it being on my little tiny Walmart simulator to just watching people race here at COTA, watching how they race, how hard they race. It's been a huge dream of mine, and I can't thank Capaldi Racing enough for giving me, obviously, the car, our sponsors, Textruss Construction, SPD, Leif Johnson Ford, and more importantly, all the moms. Mother's Day is tomorrow. Without you guys, you wouldn't have all these boys here enjoying cars going fast and going vroom. So really, thank you to everyone, all of you.
Brandon, man, congratulations. Well done, Jim.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
Here we go.
All right. All right, folks.
Woo.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for the week. Obviously, you can tell I'm not at the racetrack right now. Back at the dealership, hard at work, because the best never rest. I'm still on an incredible high after my win on Saturday. It's crazy to think that leading up to this, how much effort I put into envisioning and manifesting that day to actually come, and it finally happening was probably one of the greatest feelings I've ever had in my entire life. More than anything, I really want to thank all the employees from Leif Johnson Ford that came out to support me on Saturday. Just having your guys' support and their eyes really feels good, because I mean, who doesn't want to show up for the hometown crew? And also thank you to everybody who's a part of the official trunk club on the number 8 Leif Johnson Ford Racing Dark Horse R. I love seeing your guys' names on the back of the car. I mean, it's one of the coolest things ever, and I'm so grateful that we have the opportunity to actually do that. And I can't wait to bring more people along the number 8. So with that, that'll end the vlog there. And now it's pretty much just over a month until VIR. So we're gonna keep grinding away with the chisel and bring away another win. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you at VIR.